Hey everyone, welcome to MuseThemes.com. My name is Steve Harris. Today I want to show you how to go about editing one of our templates. Many of our users don't know where to start, or if you're new to Muse, the template can be kind of intimidating when you first open it up. But I wanted to show you how I would probably go about editing one of these templates, and it can be actually pretty quick. So what I've chosen to use here is our Hearth template, which is kind of a real estate inspired site, but I think the layout would work well for any sort of business. So when you open the template up and you just double click the Muse file in your Finder window, you'll open it in Muse and it looks like this. It generally goes to the plan view. So the plan view is where you can actually create the pages that will apply to your existing business. So if you have a page that potentially won't work, so you've got this buying page and you don't need something like that in your site, you can delete it out by just clicking this little X in the corner. So we could go ahead and delete out the buying page there. And what you'll do is just drag these around and move them to fit the site layout that you need. So we can rearrange them like that. We can put this like this. We can create a sub-level of pages. So if we want to have a little drop-down menu in our navigation, we could create pages like this, one beside. And so you just want to work this plan view into the structure that you're going to use for the site. The next thing that I'd recommend doing is changing the names of these pages. So if we click into one of the pages, you'll see here that the navigation bar has about, home, about, listings, selling, and contact. Now you can't click into these to change them, and that's because this is an automatic menu widget that we've set up. And these always exist on the master page. So rather than going in the master page and trying to double click in here and edit these, which you won't be able to do, what you'll need to do is in the plan view, change these page names. So let's say we want this page to be called Experience. You can change that name, and now when we look at the navigation bar, you can see that it's automatically updated to reflect that. So no need to try and click in there and change it. So the next thing let's do is let's style it with kind of some different colors, and let's drop in, for example, a different logo. When you first start, it's best to start editing on the master page. And this is the page that basically controls all of the other pages. So the logo, navigation bar, footer elements are all included on the master. And we generally do this with each of our templates. So if I went into the master page here, and I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Let's go to 88. 88's my number for some reason. Okay, and then when we've done that, you could delete out this logo and put in a new logo, or something simple to do is just right click on it and go to replace image. And when you do that, you can select anything else. I mean, these are just sample photos, but if I do this and click open, you can see that the photo is now in there. Obviously that doesn't work for a logo, but you'd want to select your logo file there. Now let's say we didn't like this gray color for the navigation bar. We can simply select it and we could change it to blue, for example. We could go down to the footer, do the same thing, change this to, let's change it to dark black, something like that. We could change this text. Right now it says free home evaluations, but maybe that's not applicable to your business. So let's delete that out. And now you'll notice if you look at the plan view again, all of these pages are going to update with that blue navigation bar and then the different color footer. And that's because we've edited on the master page. So that's kind of your first step in editing the template. Another thing that you can do if you want to change a color very quickly is if we go into this page called Selling, you see it uses a lot of green in it. And let me zoom out again so we can see a little better. So it uses this consistent green throughout. If we go into our swatches panel, you can see the green is here. And if we double click on that color, oops, let me unselect the page here that I just filled. And now if we double click this color, it's not working. Let's right click the color and select swatch options. That works much better. So now we have the ability to change this swatch. And the nice thing about this is anything that we've used this swatch on is going to automatically change as well. So let's say we wanted this to be blue. If we change the swatch and click OK, then you can see that the button below changed, this color changed. Basically everything in the entire template that had that color applied has changed for you. And the reason the logo here didn't is because that's just a PNG image. There is no fill settings applied in Muse. So that's the way that you can really quickly style out a template. And let me jump into a different page here. So these will all obviously update to reflect that change in blue. And now if we go into a page like this, we need to start swapping out images. And again, the best way for you to do that is to click on the image, right click, and select Replace Background Image. When you do that, you can select something different. So if I go to one of the other images in this template, let's select this house, for example, and I click Open, it simply swaps it out right away. So you can go through and work through the template really quickly, swapping out those images. The next thing you could do is go through and change the text. So I'm going to go back to, let's say, the home page here. And if we scroll down to a block of text, this one, for example, and we click on our paragraph styles, let me make this panel a little bit bigger here. So we've selected this text and we go to paragraph styles. You can see that it's called body text. So let's say we don't like the look of this. We want to select a different font. What we can do is let's select the text, select a totally different font. In this case, we'll select this Marvel font. Okay, and let's say we like this a little bit better. Now, with this selected, if we go back to our paragraph styles panel, you see this little plus beside body text. That means the style has changed. So if we right click on this and say redefine style, basically we want to redefine the body text style using the new font that we've selected. There, now we've redefined it. Now if you scroll down the template, you'll notice that any other areas that have used that style, the body text style, which will be several areas on the site, they've all automatically changed. And if you go through the whole template here, you'll see that any of the text heavy pages, the new font is there in place. So again, we build these templates so that it's really quick for you to edit them. And this is clearly an H1 style here. It's kind of the major heading, but same thing. Let's change that font. We'll change it to Montserrat. We like that better. Okay, so let's go back into our paragraph styles. There's a plus saying it's been changed. So let's right click and say redefine style. And there. Now you see the one below changed. And probably the ones on almost every single page here has changed because we always try and use the same styles throughout. These ones have changed, however, they're white. So that's why you're not seeing it there. So we could select that and just change the color if we wanted to. So I think this is looking really good. And I think this gives you a great sense of how to change some of these, some of the text and some of the style options in the template. Another thing that's quite nice is anytime you see an icon like this, and let me go into the master page where this icon's actually contained, and I'll zoom in a little bit on it so we can see. So you see this icon and it's blue, and let's say you don't want to use blue on it, but of course you can't just select a fill on this in Muse. It fills the box behind. There's a trick that many designers have been using in Muse, and you can recolor this using the inner glow option. So if we select the icon, we go up to Effects. Let me bring that menu up, okay. And then the third one in there is called Glow. And if we click on that, you can see there is a glow applied and it's set to inner glow. So what we're doing is, rather than setting a subtle inner glow, we're setting a really drastic hard inner glow, which is essentially recoloring the entire icon for us. So now, with that inner glow applied, we could select any color we wanted, let's say red, and you can see that just the icon itself is changing, not the fill behind it. And these are PNG icons, so they're of course transparent and you can use them anywhere. So again, you're not locked into any colors or any styles. And because this image is a PNG, I bet you the inner glow will probably work on it as well. So let's turn on a glow. Let's set the color to blue. You can see that it's got this glow on the outside. Let's select inner glow. Now let's up the opacity to 100, which basically means it's solid. And let's set the blur at something really drastic, like 100. There. So now you can see we've recolored the entire icon directly in Muse. And I think if you were to open up this template and look at the original, this is a really drastic change, and it only took a few minutes to do. So that's kind of my suggestion for how to edit the templates. Of course, there's many different ways to do it, but I believe that we build these templates to save you a ton of time, and there shouldn't be any difficulty in changing text, colors, images, anything like that. So let me know if this helps, and if it does, happy to record more videos explaining. Thanks again.